Welcome to SolarFlare, an educational and news podcast where Constellation rambles to you for several minutes. I'm your host, Orion Boone, and today I am joined by a longtime friend of mine, King Hansen. Today we discuss the rise in popularity of the haunted and lost VHS tapes in the animatronic horror genre. Content warning. In this episode, we discuss incidents of drunk driving, car crash, and child death, and mention death of a family member, and blood. Please be advised.
When was the first FNAF game released?
August 14th, 2014. YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie covered the game.
Yeah, and that really, because weren't they doing a lot of horror stuff back then, or was that outside of their? No, I think
pre-2016 was a lot of focus on horror games.
Yeah, and it was Scott Cawthon, the developer of the games. That was his last chance of when he was gonna give up game design if it didn't go well.
It went super well because he basically used criticism he got in his last game, Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., as his character models look like animatronics, specifically in Chuck E. Cheese, and he decided, okay, I'm going to use this. This is my last hurrah. After that, no more.
But it went super well and became an internet sensation. So the real problem with the games, it really focused on the animatronics. There wasn't much world building going on. That's where the rise in these FNAF VHS tapes were coming from. We wanted to know more about how everything went.
The theories and story of FNAF is it's more open-ended. That led creators such as Baddington, Martin Walls, and Squimpus McGrimpus to create their own alternate realities on the FNAF canon. Squimpus, by far, is one of my favorites, as it was the very first to get recognized, given its smaller format and how the creator basically had no subscribers. It takes on a more direct approach of the Five Nights at Freddy's story, but with its own twist. It became popular near the butt end of 2020, specifically when a YouTuber known as Dawko covered it.
Oh, yeah,
and
Dawko.
That led him and his friends to cover more and more, and that led to more people being reached and popularity spiking. Basically, the story of the Walton Files is two creators who come together and want to make their own burger place. But before it officially opened, one of the partners named Felix Kranken, he was supposed to take Jax, who was the other
Jack Walton.
Yeah, his kids to a party. He was blackout drunk when he drove them home and ended up crashing the car.
No,
Instead of telling Jack about the unfortunate death of his children, he decided to basically kill him?
Yeah, that's about what happened.
It's unknown if Jack Walton was stuffed in the body of the main animatronic known as Bon, or if he was taken out of the picture somewhere else.
Yeah, and there are a dozen other people stuffed into animatronics. Also, some of the appeal of the Walton Files. It's animation style, so basically it was this 2D tween animation puppet style thing. But it also had real life faces distorted in a way where it really fit into the uncanny valley. Lots of use of blood.
The whole VHS vibe makes it seem like this could have existed at one point in time, and by how primitive the art style looks, it makes it look like those old company training videos you'd find on YouTube for Chuck E. Cheese and stuff.
Its soundtrack as well is just incredible. It really sets the atmosphere. Hardly any voice acting. In the first two tapes, they use text-to-speech voices, which also freaks a lot of people out, including myself.
The Baddington tapes is much harder to decipher, even though it's given a lot more videos. It's more focused on a toy maker who dealt with the devil and sold his soul to make realistic toys, and the devil wants his payment back.
Yeah.
So haunting items, making them out to hurt children.
The FNAF fandom has always been very, like, interactive with, like, making their own lore, like, One Night at Flumpty's or Five Nights at Candy's and other fan games like that. Scott recently has, like, funded a campaign to fund various, like, fan games.
He's basically funding various fan games, popular fan games in the series, and basically bringing the creators actual money and opportunities they'd never had before.
Yeah, and I feel like that creative freedom that Scott's given them, it has really, like, encouraged this resurgence of, like, VHS analog horror.
Unlike other companies who will take down anything closely relating to their IPs, Scott Cawthon has since embraced everything that's come out of his fandom.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into SolarFlare. Ambiance provided by Elle Wood and additional sound effects provided by II. Stay cool and do something nice today.